Oh my gosh. What a phenomenal basketball game last night. It really was. And I didn't expect this to happen. If we would have won there at San Antonio like 2 years ago, Victor Wembanyama's debut against the Mavericks. Unfortunately, it did not. Now, here we are 2 years later. The Spurs got the favor back over there at Dallas last night against Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. We'll get to more details in just a moment. You can see the final score on the box right there, 125-92. They're now 1-0. And then Victor Wembanyama, 40 points, 15 rebounds, 1 assist. Anthony Davis, 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 1 assist. And we'll get to this, the next schedule for the Spurs coming up in just a moment, because I will get more details, and so much for is I'm in no words. Let's just put it that way. I'm in no words. For this team they're just unbelievable. Right now they're just like start early of the game of the regular season, and this is very interesting, and my God, unbelievable. Here's the next schedule before we get to the box score and plus reaction to all this. Tomorrow night at 7, they play against the Pelicans on another road game. It will be on Kent's 5 in my area, San Antonio area, because I live in Marin County here, which is Eagle Pass, we get Kent's 5. We usually get Kent's 5. It's part of regional out of markets, like blackouts and stuff. But yeah, against Zion Williamson and the Pels. And then Sunday at noon, we'll be ready for a home opener against the Brooklyn Nets at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I gotta watch NASCAR Cup Series in Martinsville and Mexico Grand Prix on Sunday for the Formula One race. So we'll go back and forth with the NFL. It's gonna be very, very tacky for the next couple of games, because these are the next 3 home games with the Raptors on Monday, and yeah, at 7 p.m. And then next Thursday, a week from today, at 7:30, Miami Heat. And by the way, Terry Rozier has been suspended because the NBA found out that Chauncey Billups, from the head coach of Portland, and Miami's Terry Rozier on his one final season with the Heat, because his contract's almost up until after this season. They're now both been suspended. The Heat suspended Terry Rozier. And then you got Hornets and the Lakers. They're also under investigation for the gambling situation problems. So that's the big detail. So we don't want to break all that much. So this is all Spurs topic for me. So let's look at the story first before we get to the box score. Wembanyama scores 40 as the Spurs spoil Flagg debut with 125-92 rout of Mavericks. And there he is, Dallas AP. Victor Wembanyama had 40 points and 15 rebounds in the highlight reel return, and that's by Charlotte Dixon, AP Sports Writers. Highlight reel return, helping the San Antonio Spurs spoil the number 1 overall pick Cooper Flagg's debut in the 125-92 rout of the Dallas Mavericks on Wednesday night, which is last night. Flagg, the second youngest player to start in his NBA debut by 2 days behind LeBron James, to score until the first possession in the second half, finishing with 10 points and 10 rebounds. I will show you the clip because I'm not going to click the sound because I don't want to get copyrighted from the NBA, but I'm just going to let it slide in, not play it out, just like you, John Matrix from Black and White Sports, as usual. You could go follow his channel because he made a video today about the NBA on the whole gambling problems with Rozier and Billups. So there's that. The 18-year-old from Duke had more trouble getting into the flow than the second overall choice. Dylan Harper came out off the San Antonio bench midway through the first quarter. Yeah, because could have led the score until probably say the second half. So there's that. Started a run that put the Spurs in control and score 15 points. Reigning Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, former UConn, scored 22 points for the Spurs. Anthony Davis had 22 points and 13 rebounds as the Mavericks await the return of star guard Kyrie Irving, who is likely months away from his season debut while recovering from ACL surgery until New Year's Day in 2026 of January. Wembanyama, who set the Spurs record for most points in the season opener, dominated matchup of 2 out of 3 most recent top draft picks with the 2023 number 1 choice, adding 3 blocks to several spectacular dunks and a couple of buckets with fouls that sent Davis and Derek Lively II to the bench. The 7'4" sensation was playing in the regular season for the first time since deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot condition. Yeah, we all knew how that went out last season. As I mentioned yesterday, I forgot to mention that yesterday, but until now, today. In the shoulder, required surgery and ended his second season in February. Yes, the same month as Greg Popovich announced that he's out for the rest of the season. Last season, Coach Popovich also had a mild stroke before the Rockets game in November. So there's that. And let me get to that. There you go. Wembanyama keyed a dirty 0 run late in the first half that put the Spurs in control after Harper scored the 2024 Rookie of the Year pump faked out of a double team. It was fouled by Davis on the way to reverse a dunk. That dunk was spectacular. Wembanyama's dunk kind of reminded me of Phi Slamma from the 1980s, 83, 84. Benny Anders, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. You remember him back in Houston those days, the Houston Cougars, and then the NBA for the Rockets and other teams, and Clyde the Glide Drexler for Portland Trail Blazers, with their Houston Rockets. Well, it's the Rockets. Also with playing with the Houston Cougars, along with Benny Anders. The next time down, he hit a jumper as Davis picked up his 4th foul. Yeah, that's what Davis caused trouble for that. So Dallas plays Friday as a 5-game homestand against the Washington Wizards. Now, before we get to this one, here is some of the big moments, and I will show you to this one, and this is really good. And this is kind of remind me to this. See right there, Wembanyama just pump fakes and there, and there's the dunk. That's the first dunk. He just slammed it down to that, but I'm just gonna let it play it out, and I'm gonna show you this so that I can hit this one. Wembanyama scored it, and here it goes. He's gonna pump it. Boom! He slams it down. And this is what how that went out with the next rim goes. Look at this pump fake. Another one, very spectacular. And let's go one more time. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna zoom it in, but full screen. And look at this. Boom! He slams it down. Until the next one. Here's Wembanyama's right there. Slams reverse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That assist was part of Stephon Castle, former UConn, and back-to-back Rookie of the Year, and jams it down, reverse. Oh my gosh. Impressive, huh? Impressive. And you can see right there, picked up stuff. Reverse it. Holy crap, what an unbelievable play. And now Victor Wembanyama, another reverse slim, Yeah, you can see right there that is some NBA dunk. And I'm gonna hit this pause right there so we could just see through it. And here it goes. So you can see right there, and he is slamming down into the wire. And going back to what you just saw, and right there. Look at this, Wemby, and he's gonna go way back and there. That's how the dunk goes. And then look at this, Wembanyama is just right there. A 3-point and a foul. You saw that. You saw that after that block. You saw that right after he got blocked. I guess, well, they blocked it on this dude until PJ Washington Jr. foul. I don't know what else to say with this dude, but he could be an early MVP, but it's gonna be hard for if he stays healthy, because last season he had a worse blood clot, and that pretty much cost us the season. So there's that, and you see Harper took a nice spin, and right there, dribble, boom, lay in, and he's gotta go all the way on force. He's gotta go pick and roll, and there you go, guys. And that was what Cooper Flagg scored again after that first shot at the early third quarter, and he's got good basketball. And look at this, 40 points in the quarter. Last season, 24.3, and that was what he had a blood clot on his shoulder surgery, and 11.0 on rebounds. Tonight, 37 and 13 on the rebounds. This was last night, 40 points in the opener. And let's look again for Victor Wembanyama. Again, boom, he's done it again. And by the way, Ryan Rucco had a great call last night with Jay Billis. Yeah, former Duke. Ugh. But I'll give credit to Ryan Rucco. And look at this. Jorge on the reporter, Sedano. He is, look at that, Victor Wembanyama on a Paris Tower right there. Look at this. That's pretty awesome, huh? That's pretty awesome. And there you have it on that story for the San Antonio Spurs. And let's look at the box score for last night's game. Right there, you can see on that and the numbers on the final results. And this is pretty awesome. Victor Wembanyama only played 29 minutes and 41 seconds. Field goal makes 15 out of 21, 71.4. 1 out of 2 3-pointers because of that foul. And that's 50.0. Free throw mates at 9 out of 11, 81.8. He's got more defensive rebounds than offensive rebounds. 14 over 1. That's 15. That's pretty doggone impressive. 1 assist, steal, 3 blocks. On PF, on 4. What's PF? I guess you could Google it. Yeah. And there's points. 40 points, and there's the plus minus on 31. We got no turnovers. He is the 4th player that's done it. Anthony Davis, Moses Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, if I believe. Yeah, and Moses Malone twice that did it. 40 points, 15 rebounds, no turnovers, 0. Zilch. Nada. Now I'm going to tell you this MVP candidate could lead this way into an early start because Stephon Castle finished 22 points. Dylan Harper on his debut finished 15 points. On that, with Devin Vassell, 13 points. And then Keldon Johnson finished 11 points on those numbers. And I'll tell you this, and this is pretty doggone impressive. don't know what else to say. And Dallas Mavericks numbers, Anthony Davis finished 22 points. 6 for 6 free throws. 2 out of 4 3-pointers. PJ Washington has 17 points last night. 2 out of 3 3-pointers. Perfect on free throws. But this dude played 32 minutes than 29 seconds of Anthony Davis. Cooper Flagg, 31 minutes, 32 seconds. Almost 30 minutes for PJ Washington, 29-25. Man, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Last night's game was on Minikid, scorching indictment for that game. And the game charts. Look at the shots right there. And I'm gonna go with Victor Wembanyama's right there, and he's got good percentage right there. Then Anthony Davis, right there. Pretty impressive if you want to pause that. So there you have it, guys. Wow. And there's the lead tracker. Biggest lead, 33 over 5. There's the largest run, lead changes, times tied. And there are the final stats right there on the first game. I mean, free throws kind of more than that than rebounds for the Spurs. And there's the leading players right there. Pretty amazing right there. So that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? You can subscribe to the channel and let me know what your thoughts of last night's game in the comment section below. I will make the next video of the World Series preview between the Blue Jays, well, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Tell me what you think. Peace, I'm out. Until next time. Quotes by Rhodes Rants. Peace, I'm out.